श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, the meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. Text number 21. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Deha pranam ivagatam. Deha pranam ivagatam. Pritaha priyatamam dorbhya. Prita priyatamam dorbhya. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Deha pranamivagatam. Prita priyatamam dorbhya. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Deha pranamivagatam. Prita priyatamam dorbhya. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Deha pranamivagatam. Prita priyatamam dorbhya. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Tam drishtva sahasothaya. Deha pranamivagatam. Prita priyatamam dorbhya. Sasvaje prema vihvalaha. Tam him Vasudeva drishtva seeing sahasa suddenly utthaya getting up deha the same body pranam life iva as if agatam had returned pritaha so pleased priyatamam his dear friend and brother dorbhya by his two arms sasvaje embraced prema vihvalaha overwhelmed with love and affection Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. When Nanda Maharaj heard that Vasudeva had come, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, being as pleased as if his body had regained its life. Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both arms. Please repeat this translation after me. When Nanda Maharaj heard that Vasudeva had come, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, being as pleased as if his body had regained its life. Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both arms. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Nanda Maharaj was older than Vasudeva. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj embraced him, and Vasudeva offered him namaskara. I'll read the next two verses also by myself. Text 22. Pujita sukhamasinaha prushtva namayam adritaha prasaktadhi svatmajayor idammaha vishampate. Translation. O Maharaj Parikshit, Shukadeva Goswami is addressing Parikshit Maharaj. You see, in between, he addresses Parikshit Maharaj. Doesn't go on speaking. So that the conversation is kept lively. So these are all finer aspects of Vedic culture that the speaker is very conscious of his audience, and the audience is very conscious of the speaker. The various ways in which in the Bhagavad Gita you can see how many different ways Krishna addresses Arjuna. In our latest compilation of the Bhagavad Gita in the Vedabase, at the end there is an appendix. That appendix you can see different names of Krishna appearing in the Bhagavad Gita. So many names. And so many names of Arjuna appearing in the Bhagavad Gita. It's a 45-minute conversation. That's all. In that 45-minute conversation, we can't imagine the entire essence of the Vedic wisdom is given by Krishna. And Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, his dearmost friend and devotee and friend. So he's addressing him in so many different ways because of affection for him. Even though the conversation is filled with love and affection, but still Krishna is playing his role as a teacher. He chastises Arjuna. And then he shows his universal form. Arjuna is terrified because Arjuna requested. Arjuna is inquiring. So many different questions he is asking. And Arjuna is conscious whom he is speaking to. So, this is the clue we get about spiritual life in the spiritual world. Spiritual life in the spiritual world is full of so much of rasa. The rasa is all the different interactions between the devotees and the Lord, or the Lord and his devotees. And even between the devotees themselves. Here, Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, two Vaishnavas, how they greet each other, how they receive each other, what is their feeling simply upon seeing. What was his feeling? Okay, I have not yet come to this. I have not read 23, no? Okay. Text number 23. Did I read the translation 22? No. Okay. Translation of 22. O Maharaj Parikshit. Oh, I started reading this. See, Shukadeva Goswami is addressing Maharaj Parikshit. How is he addressing? He is not simply calling him Rajan, 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 Rajan. In material world, there is no life in our conversations. If a child, by mistake, parents call him Tillu, whole life they will be calling Tillu, 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 Tillu. But here, Shukadeva Goswami is not, sometimes he addresses him as Rajan, reminding him that you were in the position of a king. Okay. But here he is calling him Vishampate. Means you are the emperor of the entire world. Or you were the emperor of the entire world. Vishampate. Having thus been received and welcomed by Nanda Maharaj with honor, Vasudeva sat down very peacefully and inquired about his own two sons because of intense love for them. His two sons, Balaram and Krishna, his two sons. He is inquiring very lovingly, intense love for them. This is spiritual life, filled with love and affection for Krishna, as far as the devotees are concerned. And Krishna is filled with so much love for his devotees. So much love for his devotees. So this is spiritual life. Not some so-called devotion, sentiment, some material emotion. No, that is not spiritual life. Not some idle meditation, lazy people. No. They're full of activity, full of interactions, full of life. That's why here it is said, okay, I'll read this. Text 23, then we'll discuss. Dishtya bhrata pravayasa idanim aprajasyate prajashaya nivrittasya prajayat samapadyata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. My dear brother Nanda Maharaj, at an advanced age, you had no son at all and were hopeless of having one. Therefore, that you now have a son is a sign of great fortune. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. At an advanced age, one generally cannot beget a male child. If by chance one does beget a child at this advanced age, the child is generally female. Thus, Vasudeva indirectly asked Nanda Maharaj whether he had actually begotten a male child or a female child. Vasudeva knew that Yashoda had given birth to a female child, whom he had stolen and replaced with a male child. See how Interestingly, some mysterious things are happening. He has taken away the child. Why is that stolen by Prabhupada? Because nobody knows. Nanda Maharaj doesn't know. Yashoda doesn't know. He has exchanged this child, taken away that daughter born of Nanda and Yashoda. This was a great mystery, and Vasudeva wanted to determine whether this mystery was already known to Nanda Maharaj. On inquiring, however, he was confident that the mystery of Krishna's birth and his being placed in the care of Yashoda was still hidden. There was no danger, since Kamsa at least could not learn what had already happened. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanishalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the qualities, characteristics of Vaishnavas is very nicely brought out in this description by Shukadeva Goswami. How did Nanda Maharaj receive Vasudeva? Previous verse describes, the 20th verse, that Vasudeva, when he heard that Nanda Maharaj had come, he went to Nanda Maharaj's residence in Mathura. Then, when Nanda Maharaj heard that Vasudeva had come, what was his reaction? He was overwhelmed with love and affection. Overwhelmed with love and affection. Being as pleased as if his body had regained its life. That means how much he would have been enthused to receive Vasudeva, meet him, talk to him. So immediately, what did he do? Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he did not expect that Vasudeva would be just present there when he has just come back after paying taxes. So when he saw Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both arms. So Prabhupada, in the purport, he says, what is the Vaishnava etiquette? Vaishnava etiquette is the older devotee generally embraces the younger devotee, and the younger devotee offers obeisances to the older devotee. Even Prabhupada, when he is to meet devotees, he would also do this. So this is the Vaishnava etiquette. So when we are practicing devotional service, in our stage of practice itself, the scriptures, devotional scriptures, teach us that we should follow Vaishnava etiquette in our dealings with other Vaishnavas at least. You see? So we learn what is the kind of dealings Vaishnavas have between themselves in the pages of the Bhagavatam. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes the characteristics of his devotees. 12th chapter, he describes devotional service itself. And then, end of the 12th chapter, verses 13 to 20, 8 verses, he describes some of the qualities of his pure devotees. Wonderful qualities, excellent qualities. So it is expected that we as devotees on the pure devotional path, even though it takes some time to develop or exhibit all these qualities, still we conduct ourselves in a particular way. That is called Vaishnava etiquette. Etiquette is before we purify ourselves completely and come to the standard of pure devotion. Then there is no need for etiquette. Very naturally, like Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj. Immediately the response is there, perfect response. He doesn't have to think, oh, Vasudeva, Vaishnava, how should I receive him? Nothing of that kind. But because we are beginning devotional service, from whatever position we are coming, conditioned souls, over the long period of time in association with material nature, we have developed so many material habits. We have developed so many material qualities, characteristics. These are all external to us, external to the soul. But they are there in the subtle body. And that subtle body is hidden. Subtle body is hidden. Only the gross body we see. Of course, the indications of the condition of the subtle body is there in the face, facial expressions, in the body language, in the intonation. All this, it's there. But generally, not everybody will be very expert in understanding the nature of the mind or the subtle body by seeing all this. In the case of two devotees, pure devotees, for them, there is no material contact. Even though they are in the material world, they are completely aloof from the material energy. This Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. They are always, pure devotees are always above the modes, simply because they are always engaged in rendering pure devotional service. Avyabhicharani bhakti, unconditional, unalloyed, pure devotional service. So, if we practice pure devotional service, then automatically we are elevated to the spiritual platform. And to practice spiritual devotionals, practice pure devotional service, Srila Rupa Goswami has given us definite instructions in Upadeshamrita and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. 2 scriptures Prabhupada has presented in English. 2 compositions of Srila Rupa Goswami that we should study very carefully. And our conduct should be based on those instructions. So what has Rupa Goswami done? In Upadeshamrita, very, very preliminary instructions are there, indicating the basic principles of bhakti and what is favorable for bhakti, what is against bhakti, what destroys bhakti, what strengthens bhakti, and then he has given 6 characteristics of loving exchanges between Vaishnavas. All that you can see here, what he has said there. And then he is educating us in the Upadeshamrita. But our actual practice, he has given in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So there he has given us 64 different activities of a devotee practicing pure devotional service called sadhana bhakti principles. We are all sadhakas. That means we are practicing. So practice means repeatedly do to become perfect. Practice makes one perfect. Means repeatedly follow. Every day. That's why I say every day attend Mangalarti. Every day do devotional service. Every day take prasadam. Every day bow down to the Lord. Every day worship the Lord. Every day bow down to the spiritual master. Every day. Then only, actually very quickly we can advance in Krishna consciousness. So there he says, 64 different principles. All the principles are meant to engage all our senses in devotional service. So we work, devotional service, bhakti means service, service means activity, activity means we work or act through our body, our words and our mind. So very scientifically, systematically he has listed 64 activities which cover the activities of all the senses, cover the activities of our words, that is speech, and the activities of our mind. Rupa Swami is a genius. So nicely he has given all the possible activities, and that is based on, he has not fabricated some things. That is based on what the Shastras are telling are the most powerful methods of awakening our dormant devotion. Bhakti is already there in everybody's heart. Krishna Bhakti, what is that verse? Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunai Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Kare Uday. Pure devotion is already there in everybody's heart. Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's explained. It has to be awakened, it's covered. So awakening process is a sadhana bhakti. So those activities, there are so many activities we can do with our senses. But he has selected those activities from the scriptures by which this bhakti can be very quickly, easily, effectively awakened. Effectively awakened. He has given us. And these activities cover all the different engagements, varieties of engagement. Because in our present condition, if you are told, just chant Hare Krishna, actually that's enough if you chant Hare Krishna. But if you tell people, always chant Hare Krishna, they'll say, I'm getting bored. I cannot always chant Hare Krishna. Because we have no taste for it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shakti tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kala eta drishi tava kripa bhagavan amapi durdaivam idrisham iha na jani ajani anuragaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that, my dear Lord, in the form of your holy name, you have made yourself accessible very, very easily, simply by vibrating the tongue. Lord is present on our tongue. We come in direct contact with Krishna, directly, through his holy name, vibrating the tongue. But then, I have no attraction for chanting these names. Simply by chanting, we come in touch with Krishna. We become purified. We awaken our bhakti. But I have no attraction. I have no taste. So, therefore, Rupa Goswami has given, of course, he has given this, the very first activity we begin with is chanting Hare Krishna. But then there are so many other activities. And Prabhupada's expertise is those activities he has incorporated in the life of a devotee, especially in the temple. It's not limited to only devotees in the temple. Others also can follow to whatever extent they can. But there are varieties of activities. Just like our morning to evening, our daily program in the temple. We just don't have only chanting. We're chanting itself in variety of ways, 2 varieties. Japa and Kirtana. And the Kirtana also, it's not just melodiously singing, accompanied by musical instruments. And not just singing with musical instruments very nicely, like so many people outside, they do bhajan, bhajan, bhajan. They sit and nicely sing 3 hours, 4 hours. No, not just sitting and singing or hearing, dancing. Krishnot Kirtana Ganana Nartana Parau. Our Goswamis, 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they used to chant and dance in ecstasy every day. Kirtana, Gana, Nartana. They were singing and also dancing. Nartana Parau. And fully immersed in that. You see? So not only singing, dancing, beautiful decoration of the deities. So we watch the beautifully decorated deities. Darshan, darshan, darshan. Right? People go to Tirupati to have a brief glimpse of darshan of Venkateshwara, Balaji. Because the devotees of Balaji there, how nicely they take care of Balaji. They do wonderful decoration. They do beautiful arati. So much. They do abhishek. They do pushpalankara. They do pushpa seva. Nijapada padma. What is that? Some lotus petals they offer. So many different sevas they have. So many different sevas. So it's very, very attractive. Very attractive. Varieties of sevas they do. Then also we take prasadam. Nice, tasty prasadam. Varieties of prasadam. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes what are the different varieties of prasadam that can be prepared and offered to the Lord. And Lord is so kind, even though He says in Bhagavad Gita, if offered with love and devotion, I eat. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome bhaktya prayachyati, tadaham bhakti uparhritam ashnami, I eat. But Krishna's eating is special. That if He eats, He does not eat it and it's all over. If we eat, what we eat is finished. But Krishna eats and leaves behind remnants. So those remnants are filled with Krishna's love. So that is Krishna Prasadam. That Krishna Prasadam, varieties of delicious Krishna Prasadam we can taste. We can relish that. So that's also devotional service, honoring Prasadam. Prasada Seva, it's called Prasada Seva. It's also a Seva, devotional service. So varieties of activities. Singing, dancing, decorating the deities, participating in a procession where the deities are taken for one stroll. Like this, so many. You read that list of 64 activities of sadhana bhakti. You see, it covers the activities of all the senses, something for the eyes, something for the nose, For the nose, we got nice incense that is offered. We get the fragrance of that incense. That is also devotional service, smelling that incense. Then some fragrant oil is offered, then that is also given. You can, smell that fragrant oil and actually become Krishna conscious. Your bhakti is awakened simply by smelling nice fragrant oil. Nice fragrant flowers are offered. So smell those fragrant flowers. Your bhakti is awakened. For the ears, hear nice singing, nice description. How pleasing it is to hear how Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva are greeting each other, embracing each other with love and affection. It's so pleasing to the heart to hear all these exchanges. Krishna and the cowherd boys, Krishna and the gopis, elderly gopis, young gopis, Krishna and the cows. So very pleasing to hear. All of Krishna's pastimes are like that. Even Krishna killing the demons, it's very interesting, especially in Vrindavan. The cowherd boys, they're playing, suddenly one demon will come to kill Krishna. Krishna will think, why this demon is creating some disturbance for our play? Dispatch him. Dispatch him. Send him away. And Krishna sends him away means he liberates him. Very sportingly he will, send away that demon. So all the cowherd boys will congratulate Krishna after the demon is killed. They'll all embrace Krishna and say, well done, well done. The demigods will be showering flowers on Krishna. Anywhere you've seen killing activity, everybody is happy and they are joyfully. They are happy because the demon, his nonsense is stopped also. They all know. Demon is not killed. He is just freed from that nonsensical body in which he was doing all sinful activities. He is freed from that. And he is liberated. He is liberated from all sinful reactions. So Krishna is purifying. Krishna is putting a stop to all demoniac activities. So everybody is rejoicing. Everybody is rejoicing. So this is the description in the Bhagavatam. This is the description in the Bhagavatam. So to hear this, hear Kirtan. So these are the engagements for all the senses, for the hands, for the legs, everything. Dancing involves the hands and the legs also, not just the voice and the ears. Singing and hearing involves only this and this. But playing musical instruments, somebody is expert in playing mridanga, engagement for the hands. Somebody expert in playing harmonium, engagement for the hands. And if you can't play any of the instruments, you just raise your hands and dance, clap and dance. That's all. For the legs. See, these are all organs of action, hands and legs, most important. And the voice. So all the three are engaged in singing and dancing, yes? See how expert Rupa Goswami has selected the activities of bhakti. This is activity of bhakti. We are doing bhakti yoga, singing and dancing. We are doing bhakti yoga, serious practice of bhakti yoga. So serious that even the Goswamis, Vrindavan, every day they would sing and dance in Kirtan. Every day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would sing, Gaur Gaye Madhur Sware. Very sweet voice, he would sing and he would dance in ecstasy. So this is bhakti. So this we learn from the Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we also learn the nature of these activities. This nature of these activities. So here it is described, the etiquette is, the older devotee embraces the younger devotee, and the younger devotee pays obeisances to the older devotee. That's what is happening between Nanda and Vasudeva. Then Vasudeva, he has got a certain purpose why he has come to visit Nanda Maharaj. Of course, to greet Nanda Maharaj is always a pleasure because he is his dear friend and brother. That's there. But something more confidential is there. He sat down very peacefully and inquired about his own two sons because of intense love for them. This is one more special thing. In bhakti, the love is intensified when there is separation between the lover and the beloved. So Krishna, by instructing Vasudeva that you transfer me to Nanda Maharaj's house to keep me safe there. So Krishna was not only pacifying Vasudeva's anxiety about the safety of the child, but also he was creating this separation in the heart of Vasudeva so that his love for Krishna is intensified. That's why it is said, he has come to anxiously inquire about the safety of the child, and simultaneously he is feeling intense love out of separation from Krishna and Balaram. He's feeling intense love. So then it is described here, what is he telling Nanda Maharaj? At an advanced stage, you had no son at all and were hopeless of having one. Therefore, that you now have a son is a sign of great fortune. You're so fortunate and blessed. You got a son at such an elderly age. So, indirectly, he was trying to find out something about his safety of his two sons, especially Krishna. What is that? First, Prabhupada says, an important point, that at an advanced stage, one cannot beget a male child. Generally, one begets a female child. If at all, one is able to beget a child. But Nanda Maharaj, even though he had begotten a female child, Vasudeva had done this exchange. And Vasudeva had done it according to Krishna's direction only. So the whole thing is arranged by Yogamaya. Yogamaya perfectly arranges Krishna's pastimes. Arranges all the things for Krishna's pastimes to happen. Everything is arranged. Krishna participates or enacts those pastimes as if he is also an ordinary cowherd boy or a prince or a king. Like that. He participates in pastimes in such a way that nobody can get a clue that Krishna is actually the Supreme Lord. He is a controller. Under his direction only Yogamaya is working and arranging everything according to his will. Nobody can make out, nobody can know it. Neither Krishna will ever reveal that. Krishna will give no indication of that, nothing. Sometimes he gives some indications for dull-headed people like us, conditioned souls, that actually he is the Supreme Lord. But there are enough indications that he is the Supreme Lord in all his activities. That's also particularly pointed out by Shukadeva Goswami. But generally his activities are very naturally done. Swabhaviki jnana balakriyacha. All the activities are carried out very, very naturally as a natural course of passage of time. Everything happens. So, that Vasudeva knew that Yashoda had given birth to a female child and he had stolen that child and replaced that child with Krishna, a male child, who was born to Vasudeva and Devaki, that he wanted to just figure out whether Nanda Maharaj knows this or not. So, on inquiring, he was confident the mystery of Krishna's birth was hidden. Now, why should it be a mystery? It should be a mystery because if Kamsa comes to know, he's going to kill this child. Kamsa already has been informed by Durga Devi. Correct? The child which is supposed to kill you is already born somewhere else. And this Kamsa has already sent Putana to kill all the children born. But by Krishna's arrangement, Krishna is safe anyway. But still, Vasudeva is thinking, Kamsa should not come to know. Kamsa should not come to know. It should remain a secret. So if secret is like, one more person knows, then every possibility the secret will be out. Therefore, it is said, secret is never between two people. It's only within one person. Secret means only one person knows. Sometimes we tell others, our close friend, I'll tell you some secret. Don't tell anybody. But be sure that if you tell one more person other than yourself, it is guaranteed going to leak out. It's going to leak out. If not immediately, in course of time, it will leak out. It never can be kept. Secret cannot be kept like that. So, Vasudeva was anxious that Kamsa should not come to know. So on inquiry, he figured out that Nanda Maharaj did not know the mystery. So he said, oh, the child is safe. Child is safe. My son is safe. So there was no danger since Kamsa at least could not learn what had already happened. This exchange of child. Kamsa at least could not figure out. So that was his, that's why it is said, he sat down very peacefully and inquired. And on inquiry, he was confident, oh, the secret is still, the mystery is there still. That Krishna is not the son of Nanda, the son of Vasudeva. That mystery is still there. So these are all the types of, interesting events. Everything about Krishna is very, very interesting, very exciting, very filled with so much of, adventure. Whatever people look for in a good fiction novel, in reality it is there in the Bhagavatam, in the Puranas. In reality it is there. But the great misfortune in this country especially is that there is these Mayavadi philosophers. They think all these descriptions in the scriptures is like those fiction stories. Some novelists sit and write. Thriller book they will write. Thriller movie they will make. They think all this is all fiction. Simply one word, Maya, they used to describe all these activities of Krishna and his incarnations and his pure devotees. Maya. It is not Maya. It is all real. It is always going on in the spiritual world. Sometimes when Krishna incarnates, he gives us a glimpse of what is going on in the spiritual world to attract us, to take us back to his personal abode. He displays, and these foolish fellows, they say, oh, that's all Maya. Simply dismiss the whole thing as Maya. See how unfortunate they are. Most unfortunate people in the entire creation, Mayavadi philosophers. So therefore, we should be very careful. Never hear the Mayavadis describe Krishna's activities, give discourses on Bhagavatam. in Vrindavan, unfortunately, in recent times, Prabhupada said this, so many Mayavadis have got filled up in Vrindavan. So the genuine, sincere devotees are very few, very few, very, very few. And these Mayavadis, they give discourses on Bhagavatam. They have no business touching the Bhagavatam because they can't understand what is Bhagavatam. But still they give discourses on Bhagavatam and filled with all Mayavada philosophy. Very dangerous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mayavada bhashya shunile hoy sarvanash. Your bhakti, you're trying to awaken. You hear from devotees, do devotional service in the association of Acharya, Prabhupada. Your bhakti will very nicely blossom. Very quickly you'll become a first-class devotee. But in between you go to Vrindavan, some Mayavadi person is speaking on Bhagavatam. Oh, Bhagavatam, very nice. Let me sit and hear. Please don't hear Mayavadis. Why you hear, your bhakti will be completely destroyed. They'll destroy your bhakti. Whatever little bhakti you have awakened, whatever little interest you have developed, it will be destroyed completely. So be very careful. Don't hear Mayavadis. You hear from pure devotees or those who repeat what pure devotees are teaching. Strictly following pure devotees. From them only you should hear, not from anybody else. I'll stop here. Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.